Well, hello YouTube. It's been a pretty long while since I posted any video whatsoever on YouTube, so y'all are gonna have to forgive me if you're even gonna watch this video. Like, I don't know. I had to go away because of a lot of stuff that was happening in my life, okay? I had this big exam that was coming up. I had my health that wasn't alright. And then so many other things. I got tired. I got tired, honestly. I just couldn't keep up. So I needed a bit of a break, and I got a bit of a break. So I'm back on YouTube for a while now. What am I gonna be talking about today? I do not freaking know. But what am I gonna do? I'm gonna talk about my past experiences, so that if there's anyone among you who, for some reason, went through the same life that I went through, yeah, you're gonna relate to a little bit of, yeah, you're just gonna relate to a little bit of the stuff that I'm gonna be talking about today. Well, as an almost adult, because I'm not an adult yet, I've had, say, two girlfriends. Just two girlfriends in my entire life. My entire life. I am 17 right now, turning 18 soon. So, what do I want to talk to you about? My past relationship. That's what's on my mind right now. That's what I want to talk about so bad right now. So I'm gonna do it. I don't know if you're gonna like it. I don't know if I'm gonna like it myself. But hey, I don't know what to talk about, so I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Well, I was I was 15 years old when I got into my first relationship, my first romantic relationship. That is, yeah, it was awful. Oh my freaking goodness, it was awful. But before we get to the awful part, it's not 100% bad. It was not 100% bad. There was, how can I say this? About 20-25% good. That was actually good. And then there was like 60% bad that I thought was good and was okay and wasn't actually looking at. And then there was like, let me do the math, 60, 25, 85. And then there was like 15% that the world knew was bad and I also knew was bad. So, okay, okay. Well, given that before getting into this relationship, I was low on self esteem, honestly. I didn't have a lot of self esteem. I did not believe in myself. I did not believe I was worth being someone's boyfriend. So when it did happen, after me forcing it and forcing it and forcing it and forcing, oh my goodness, I feel so bad right now. I feel so bad right now. I had to pressure this girl, man. I had to push it. I had to push so hard that she was like, fine, dude. Fine. I'm your girlfriend. You happy now? And I was like, yes. Finally got myself a girlfriend. I finally got myself a girlfriend. But it wasn't a whole bed of roses. It was very bad. Trust me when I say so. It was horrific. It was horrific. Yeah, that's what I should have said. Okay, let's get into a relationship now. Given that I was the one pushing her into accepting it, yeah, that was the first red flag. That was the first thing that should have told me, yeah, this is not gonna work, bro. You don't force a girl into accepting you and expect it to work out. It just can't. It just cannot work out. Okay, to y'all dudes out there who like, I have this girl in my mind and I'm just gonna force myself on her and force her to accept me. No, no, please, brother, don't do it. I beg you. I freaking beg you. Don't do it. it's not worth it. She is not going to consider you. She's not going to respect you. She may love what you do for her, but I don't know if she really love you. Yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad, dude. Well, that was my little piece of advice that I could give anyone who was in my shoes, who has some low self-esteem, which I believe is the stuff you should work on first. Well, enough about my low self-esteem. Enough about that. Let's get into the relationship itself. Let's get into the relationship. So we got together. I don't really remember the date, honestly, but it was about 3 years ago. Yeah, it should. It should. I'm almost 18 now, and by then I was like 15. So, yeah, 3 years ago. Um, I'm just gonna like try to give a summary of the whole relationship. I can't be like, this was the beginning, this was the middle part, this was towards the end, this was the end, this was me after the end. Yeah, I have forgotten a lot of that stuff. Maybe because my brain wants me to heal properly. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, I think it's for my good that I forgot some of that stuff. Because it was bad. Okay, in the beginning, I remember things were okay. Things were smooth. We used to discuss a lot. I would go to bed late at night, wake up late in the morning, even though I had to like go to school every single weekday. We would talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and it'll be like midnight. I'll be like, yo, we should go to bed. And they'll be like, okay, good night. I love you. I love you, baby. And she'll be like, I love you too, baby. And then, okay, no problem. No problem at all. But she would come to school, yeah? And when we sitting together, we're like doing classes and all whatnot, she would throw words at me that would hurt any other human being because it literally hurt other human beings that were around me. Whereas I was the one receiving the words. So I was obese, and I think I'm still obese, but at least I'm better now than I was then. Yeah, the pot belly is going away little by little. Yeah, she called me excess fats in the brain. Hey yo, you do not know what that means. You do not know how painful that kind of talk can be. Look, I was like trying to look at it from the lens of like, yo, it's biology and the brain is the only organ, is the organ in the body that has the highest concentration of fats on everything, all of that, all of that. But yo, is that really what she meant? I was a smart kid. I could say I'm still a smart kid, by the grace of God, that is. And she was like, okay, you're actually fat and you're intelligent, so it means you have excess fats in your brain. That's why your brain works a lot more. And I was like, yo, should I take this as a compliment or as an insult or as both? Because I didn't understand. I did not know what that was, bro. That, and she said it, and everyone heard it. The teacher heard it, my classmates heard it, and they was like, yo, who. Okay, we gonna call her Anne. Doesn't look like a name at all, so we just gonna call her Anne. Yeah, unfortunately, if your name is Anne and you're watching the video, I'm so sorry, by the way. But yeah, I'm not sorry. The person to which we're referring to today, yeah, that person makes me not be sorry. So I'm not. Yeah. And they was like, oh my gosh, Anne, you can't be serious. How can you tell this to your boyfriend? And then they would look at me, and I'll just be there smiling, like, yo, it's nothing. It's nothing, guys. That's how you play. And I was like, oh my goodness. Looking back at it right now, I see that I was a piece of shit. That's why she would walk all over me. Yeah, literally, I was a piece of shit, bro. I have changed. Glory to God, I have changed. But then I was rubbish. Remember the low self esteem I talked about? Yeah, that made me dependent on Anne to feel like I could be loved. And so anything she would do to me, I'd be like, okay, maybe that's what love actually is. Maybe that's her way of expressing her love. Like, what the freak does that mean? I do not even know. I would always find excuses to give to this girl for doing all the bad stuff she did to me. Oh my goodness. What is that? Why? I would sit down, not then, now, and I would like think back and I'll be like, shit, what the hell were you? You were just a freaking rug. She would come in, wipe her feet, go away, like nothing happened. I never argued with that girl. And when I say never argued, I mean like I never tried to put my opinion first. I always let her bring her opinion, and then even though it was uncomfortable to me, I'd be like, okay, in a relationship, you have to compromise. No, no, if you're compromising, actually has to hurt you, has to hurt your feelings, has to hurt your, I don't know, your image, whatever. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, bro. It really isn't. I was in a hellhole, man. I feel so bad talking about this right now. I swear, I do not know. Well, I do, but I was in a different state of mind then than I am now. Oh my goodness, there is a whole lot to say about this girl. So there was this one time, after like Valentine's Day, I think. Yeah, after Valentine's Day, and I just gave her, I just gave her a normal like chocolate biscuits. Not really anything special like watch, bracelet, ring, earring, nothing like that. Just chocolate biscuits. That's all I gave her. And a few days after that, she was like, I want chocolate. I want chocolate. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm going to be angry at you if you do not buy me chocolate. And I was like, okay, I have seen enough of you. I have heard enough from you. And I'm not going to fall for this again. Okay? I said no. The first day passed, and I thought she was joking. The long night talks we used to have before turned into nothing. Yeah, I actually started going to sleep early in that period. By early, I mean like 9:30, 10 p.m. And I'll go to school the next day, and I'll talk to this girl and be like, yo, you left me hanging last night. What happened? And I'll be like, my chocolate. Where is my chocolate? I told you I wanted chocolate and you've not bought it yet. And I was like, okay, girl, look, I don't have a job. I don't work anywhere and I depend on my parents entirely for money. And the amount of money required to buy that bar of chocolate you're asking for is the amount of money that I use per day on myself for like eating and transportation and all that stuff. So I cannot sacrifice myself for an entire day because I'm your boyfriend, okay? So just chill. That is not happening. And she would pressure me and pressure me. Oh my god, this lasted for like 3 days. And then for some reason in the world, because I was saving money, actually thinking of buying that chocolate, I did buy the chocolate. And I went and gave it to her. And she was like, you know what? I don't really want it anymore. And I'll be in my head like, I wanted to spank this girl so hard. I wanted to use my hand, just land it on her freaking face, but I just thought, hey, chill, bro. Brother, chill. And I'll be like, okay, I'm not gonna be taking this chocolate. I'm giving it to you. If you don't want to give it to your friends to do whatever it is, I'm giving it to you. And she took it. And guess what? She ate it, bro. Cause hell yeah, it's chocolate. Who doesn't want chocolate? I don't know why she was acting like, oh, yeah, I feel bad now. Oh, I shouldn't have asked you to buy the chocolate. No, 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 no. She still took it. She still ate it. She still enjoyed it. So yeah, she proposed to give me some. And who am I to refuse, bro? I used my money for an entire day on this girl. And then she was like, you want some? And I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I know that was dropping. Oh my goodness. At this point in my life, I'm very sure I was running on negative aura. Negative aura, bro. I was like an aura lender. Oh my goodness. I gave this girl so much power in my head, in my heart, everything. Seriously, way too much. Way more than she even deserved. Was she worth being my girlfriend? It's arguable. Probably not. But I had to be in that relationship to learn a lot of stuff. Well, that's enough of roasting for one person now, don't you think? Yeah, I've roasted her enough. I've roasted Anne enough. So, what are we gonna do now? I am going to give my own pieces of advice to anybody who's in that situation right now, who was in that situation and is like trying to heal. Yeah, that healing period. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, bro. Well, what did I learn from this first relationship of mine? My self esteem. It was so freaking low. And when she left me, when she left my life entirely, that is when I could breathe. That is when I could think for myself because she hijacked my brain. So I started looking back at the relationship and I was like, damn, what was I? So the first thing I'm gonna advise anybody in the world to do, work on yourself. Just work on yourself, bro. Try to be a better person. Try to be a better version of you, bro. Alright, I was obese, and I didn't think I was worth dating. That's why I settled for less. If I wasn't obese, if I was at least in some reasonable shape, I wouldn't have ended up with her. I would have ended up with someone who considered me a lot more like she was down here and I would have gone like way up here, bro. But of course, I wasn't worth, uh, how can I say this? My self-esteem couldn't go up because there was absolutely nothing to be proud of about me. I was fat. I didn't respect myself. I respected people way too much. I didn't love myself then. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't love myself. So before you get into any relationship whatsoever, my advice on to you is, dude, please work on yourself. If working on yourself means, okay, I'm gonna learn this language, then learn it. Learn the freaking language. If working on yourself means not being so fat anymore, then bro, please go work out. Do diets, go work out, do something, exercise, whatever. Because it's going to raise your self esteem. And once your self esteem is high, you know that you cannot go searching for someone who is not worth it. okay? At least someone who doesn't even match that level, like this, such a difference. So you're gonna find someone's way up here, and anyone way up here is gonna respect you the way you respect them. So please work on yourself, work on your esteem, work on your body, work on your communication. There is a lot to work on, a whole lot. I did not know this, and I got into it head first. And trust me, I felt and bumped my head. It needed a lot to heal, to repair, to fix myself. But I'm glad that I did have such a relationship, though. I am very, very happy because it taught me to accept me for me. And not only that, it taught me that I should be a better me. Yeah, because the me then was not worth anybody worth being with, honestly. That's why I settled for less. Yeah, that's what's up. So this was kind of a long video. I was just yapping the whole way through. Yeah, this I'm definitely going to be making more videos about Anne because today I was like just on the part where she was insulting me and treating me like less because I actually was less. There are other shades, other versions to the story, other topics that I could share. So just for the sake of time, I'm gonna let you go now. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, if it resonated with you by any way or means or form, please do well to like, subscribe, share, whatever, you know the jazz. Thank you for watching.